Hey guys, when it comes to critical race theory, when it comes to um, reparations and these discussions that we have about the black community and the past and slavery being done away with, you know what? In a lot of ways, both conservatives and liberals are correct. They just have two different perspectives. My conservative friends are right when they talk about personal responsibility. The fact that today there's a lot of things that are not holding back the black community. And really what they argue for, and if you think about it, it's in their manifesto, small government, personal rights, right? Individual rights and liberty, which is about the micro individual, the micro community, working together, creating enterprise, solving problems, their faith influencing them, empowering them, and they're right. And I'm totally in alignment with that thought. But even as I've listened to my liberal friends and looked at their thinking when they talk about the macro, right? The larger context and how that affects life, like federal government policies and state government policies and major corporate institutions, unions, how those things affect the individual. They're right too, because for black people, the micro, which ironically they've been living out, even under slavery, even under the most harshest situations where they can even go in certain parts of towns. Black people have historically been great people of faith, African Americans. They've started businesses, even when they suffered oppression. But they understood that the macro is important, because the macro is where laws are made. Institutions can affect your future. You know, banks not giving you loans and cities not allowing you to live in certain parts of the town. So again, the macro matters, okay? And for black people, okay, much like current conservatives, as far as they're concerned, the macro institutions, the macro society has been socialist, has been Marxist, meaning they've had complete control of their life, where they can go to school, where they couldn't go to school, where they could worship. Blacks can even worship in a lot of churches, Southern Baptist churches, Methodist churches. So basically, for black people, they've lived under a socialist, Marxist type of government that was based on race. What current day conservatives are concerned about with the macro, government getting larger and more control of, is that they would become socialist and Marxist based on religion and ideas. They would start persecuting Republicans and conservatives and libertarians based on their ideas, their unwillingness to agree with certain sexual ethics or ideological ethics and worldviews. But that's exactly what blacks were concerned of. So the solution is both what conservatives say, which is the micro in the now. You have a responsibility as an individual to take advantage, to do incredible things. But liberals have a point in saying the past and the macro institutions that form, which is what critical race theory does. It looks at institutions of law, of education, business, laws that are still on the books in a lot of cities, that blacks can't even be out in those streets after a certain time. And it says we need to criticize these things or critique them and evaluate them and see how they're still influencing our current society. So the macro past, the micro present, together synergistically can bring about empowerment and blessing and freedom in the future. So consider that both sides, like a husband and wife, like an introvert and extrovert, yin yang, are both making incredible points. And maybe the truth is somewhere in the middle, nuanced and tucked away, ready to impact you and help you understand even whom you consider is your enemy. Peace.